Okay, all right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the heat check. Make sure my camera is right. Let's get it right there in the middle. All right. It's a little close, but we're gonna make it do what it do. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I hope everyone is having a good day. It is Friday. We are back with another heat check. Took a little quick hiatus. Wasn't really a big hiatus, just a quick moment so I can switch over computers, you know, migrate some stuff, get some things going. So I just need a little bit of time to get that settled in. But we are here. And this is our first stream, multi-streaming to Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you're watching on any of these other platforms, this is a primarily YouTube show. So please make your way to YouTube, Desmond A Sounds on YouTube. You will see me right there on YouTube, see my face in the avatar. So it is not going to be hard to find. So what is this show, you may ask? And who am I? Why should you be listening to me? What's going on? So this is the Heat Check. The Heat Check is a show where I give you feedback on your beats. Who am I? My name is Desmond A. I've been producing for, I need to stop saying 10 years. It's been over 10 years. I'm going to say about 12, 13 years. Got music on different channels such as Bravo, Sci-Fi Channel, E-Television, E-News, so on and so forth, and plenty of very talented talented artists and producers in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So been a few places, seen a few things, have a lot of perspective, whether it's just from the beat perspective or from the recording engineer perspective. I've spent quite a lot of time with recording artists, so I know how they think when they listen to beats as well. So that's another perspective you're going to get here on the Heat Check. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All the chats we got going on. Once again, we are multi-streaming since I've made the upgrade to a new computer. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. So how does the Heat Check work? How exactly do I give you feedback? This is how it works. Here on the Heat Check, we don't snap. We don't roast. We don't say, oh, that beat is weak. That beat is terrible. Throw it away. We don't do none of that. We go ahead and give producers real actionable steps that they can use to help grow their career moving forward. So instead of saying that beat is weak, you could say, keep grinding, work on the snare, work on the kick. I feel like it's just a one-dimensional beat. Could you try a bit harder? Could you pull out more energy in the beat? So give the producer, when you hear the beat, give them actionable steps as opposed to just snapping. So that's how it works here on the Heat Check. No snapping, no roasting, just real actionable steps. We're going to give it to you direct, but we're going to do it with love and with steps that they can use to actually grow themselves as producers. So the free submissions are closed. As you can see here on the ticker at the bottom, free submissions are closed. If you do want to get Skip the Line VIP, you would just go to DesmondASounds.com/VIP. Once you go there, it's just $10 to skip the line. Then I'll go ahead and get you right in, push you at the top. Then we can get going. Everything nice and smooth. So if you want a free submission for the next time, as soon as this live stream closes, give me 5 minutes after this closes. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up the form for free submissions for next Friday's show. And if you want to be doubly sure that you're going to be aware that you need to submit for next Friday's show, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube so you can know that I'm going to be accepting free submissions again. So let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to FL Studio. All right. So we're going to go here to FL Studio. Let me make sure everything is nice and set up properly here for you guys. Make sure I can see the chat. All right. Doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So, for our first submission, we have Dancing Maine with Good Friday. So, first beat is by a producer named Dancing Maine. Good Friday. I'm going to play a minute and a half of each beat. If you wasn't aware of the format, a minute and a half of each beat. Then I'm going to go ahead and give my feedback. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to this track. Let me go ahead and mute myself. And we're going to listen to this beat together. So let's go ahead and do that. Gentlemen, that was Good Friday by Dancing Maine. So we're going to go ahead and give our feedback on that beat. Now, Dancing Maine, that particular beat, it's like, I like the aggression. I like the fact that I can tell that you like to experiment with your production. It's like you don't live in a comfort zone. You kind of like to take risk, maybe more risk than other producers will be comfortable with. And that's kind of like your style. So let me go ahead and give you kudos and props for doing that. When it comes to this beat itself, I'm hearing just a lot of distortion on the overall beat itself, but it's almost like I'm hearing that you may have intentionally added a distortion plugin on top of the beat already being super loud. So I can hear distortion from the beat being super loud and getting real close to the red in the master bus. And I'm also hearing intentional distortion. If my ears aren't fooling me, it kind of sounds like you're using the fast distort in FL Studio. It may not be that. It might be just like a triode type of distortion, that more aggressive distortion. But all that together is just, there's not really, I'm not hearing, it's like I'm not hearing things separated. Like I'm not feeling the dynamics of the beat, and the beat has so much aggression and attitude. I kind of need certain things to be soft in order for other things to be louder. I need some things to be subtle in order for other things to be more aggressive. If it's just all aggressive, all pushed up in your face all at once, there's not really much breathing room there. And one piece of advice I constantly give here on the Heat Check is to find a producer or find a beat, even if it's a YouTube type beat producer, to listen to their beat and A and B it. So sometimes it could be a little hard to kind of make distinctions when you're just listening to your beat itself in isolation. So go through YouTube, look at different type beats, instrumentals, that from producers that you admire, or even if they're professional, commercially mixed beats that you can find out there from popular recording artists, and just listen to how the overall beat is loud and aggressive, but certain things are more subdued. Certain things are pulled back. Maybe the hi-hat isn't as loud. Maybe the horns are a little rounded off on the top end. Those little things are gonna make your beats more impactful instead of just super loud in your face with not much breathing room, not much dynamics. That's gonna really get you there in that professional league, because when things are loud, especially on the big studio speakers, it don't hit as hard as you think it would. It's just loud, but we want it to be full and beefy and to take up the whole room and really get the artist wanting to rap or sing on that beat. So shout out to you, Dancing Maine. I sincerely appreciate you for submitting that beat. Looks like, okay. If anyone is in the YouTube chat, not quite sure if I can see that here. Excuse me, guys. Make sure everything is set up. Okay. All right, so we should be good. If I can't see you in the YouTube chat right now, I definitely apologize. Once again, this is my first multi-stream. Ghost Artist, this is a live beat feedback show. Make sure you go to DesmondASounds.com. Go to Desmond A Sounds on YouTube if you want to submit your beats for next Friday's show. Once again, this is a beat review show. So if I do a song review show, I'll definitely let you know. As of right now, this is specifically a beat review show. So thank you so much for checking me out on TikTok, Ghost Artist. Hopefully you enjoyed this feedback as well. And as an artist, you will appreciate the feedback on these awesome beats that we're going to be playing here. So moving forward, we're going to go to the next beat by Dancing Maine. This one is called Down the Corner of My Life. So I'm going to mute my mic. Then we're going to go ahead and give our feedback on this beat. So let's go ahead and check it out. Sorry about that, Dancing Maine. I believe I made a mistake there. I'm going to go ahead and play your beat one more time. So once again, this is Dancing Maine, Down the Corner of My Life. So let's go ahead and check it out, family. Okay, so shout out to you, Dancing Man. You came out and cooked with that one. You came out and cooked with that one, Dancing Man. I was feeling that one. You know, if you want to impress Desmond, if you want to impress me, man, anything R&B leaning, you're gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get me. I can't even lie, man. I'm just a sucker for those melodies. So Dancing Man, that beat, I liked it. The intro was good. It was experimental. I wasn't quite sure where you were gonna go with it. I liked the bounce. The production itself was great. You know, you gave us changes without doing too much in the beat, if that makes sense. Sometimes producers will kind of go beat in the beat battle territory, but you did just enough. So I really appreciate that. On that beat, once again, I'm hearing that loud, distorted 808. It felt better in this beat, but I definitely, if I can get for you to smooth out that 808, maybe not, maybe don't let it get as aggressive and distorted for that type of beat. I'm thinking just maybe you can even just smooth it on out with an EQ that distorted. I know what you're trying to do. Those distorted 808 sound really good on like these iPhone speakers. So it's super easy to kind of get carried away with that. Sorry guys, I'm just checking my stream. Let me get back to it. Okay, so it's super easy to get carried away with that because it feels good. It feels good to play with that distortion on the 808s. I'm guilty of it myself. But dial it back, especially for this type of beat. I just want that smooth, thick rumble 808. We don't need all that buzz. If you want to keep the buzz, just dial it back. Just let me get a shelf. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know what a shelf is, let me show you real quick. Since I got a new computer, I can show you guys a lot more. So let me show you here. So this is a shelf. Let's pull out our parametric EQ. So this is what we call a shelf. So what I want you to do, Dancing Man, if I can get for you to get a shelf on that 808, if you want to keep the buzz, you could just shelf it off a little bit. But I would like it if you just totally took off the distortion. But if that's a taste thing you want to do, just shelf off the buzz on that 808 and you're really going to be cooking. You're going to get a songwriter on that beat in no time, man. So shout out to you, Dancing Man, giving us a lot of variety. All right, moving forward, we have JG Beats 734. Let me go ahead and solo you here. This song is called, this beat is called Redbone. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this beat together, family. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic and then we're going to take a listen. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Redbone by JG Beats 734. Now, that beat, it's going to be relatively easy to get a songwriter on that beat. You know, it has a lot of space, nice captivating sample that really pulls you in. Doesn't do too much and leaves enough room for the vocalist. That's one thing that I've been harping on, is to leave enough room for the vocalists, because they need to do their harmonies, their stacks, their ad-libs, and really they just want to pour out their emotions, man. You know what I'm saying? If they're in the car, they're laying in their bed, they're after work, they're at an open mic, they just got off the phone with their friend, and they just want to pour their heart out. The last thing they need is a bunch of leads and bells and all kinds of crazy stuff to impede their ability to write a song and express their emotions. So shout out to you, JG Beats 734, for leaving that pathway for the songwriters. It's a big thing for me, especially when it comes to R&B. Now on that particular beat, I was feeling the sample, but one thing that slightly pulled me out of the beat was the drum selection. It kind of felt like there was the sample and then there was the drums. They didn't quite blend and flow as well as I would like them to. It felt like the snap and some of the sounds felt a bit sharp. I don't know if you're possibly using some type of EQ to boost them. I would say those kind of decisions well, first of all, I would say if I can get for you to just go into your sound selection and find sounds that kind of fit it a bit better. Like I would, when I was listening to that beat, I was hearing a snap that sounded like this. Let me see if I can pull out my R&B snap. Some of my R&B snaps a bit more. Let's see here. Do I have my snaps? Yeah. Oh, I don't think you can hear it right there. Can y'all hear that? I don't think y'all can hear that. Let's see. Oh, it would help if I turn on the volume. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Be patient with me, man. All right. Here we go. I was hearing a smoother snap like that. Does that make sense? If I can get a smoother snap and kind of watch kind of the sharpness of those drums, they just felt like there might have been like some type of boost. Maybe you have something going on there and your mixer that you kind of like to do. But let's get these kind of a smoother drums to really blend and flow with that sample, if that makes sense. So hopefully that was clear. I just want smoother drums to really blend with that sample. Then you'll be good to go. But yeah, production was great. I just need those drums to kind of be tightened up a bit more. So shout out to you, JG Beats 734. Make sure you continue to submit your beats for the heat check. Once again, I will be back here next Friday at 9:30, here to give my feedback on you guys' beats. And if you weren't checking the top, make sure you subscribe to my new producer podcast called Made in the Studio. Man, I just interviewed one of my favorite producers, Andrew Lloyd, aka Drew's That Dude. He has a lot of production with the OG, Triple OG, R.I.P. Mac Miller, produced for T-Pain, Lil Wayne, all those guys. So make sure you check out his interview on my podcast, Made in the Studio, and it's on all platforms. So if you pick up your device right now, let me pick up my phone real quick, because we international, man. So I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to go to Apple Podcasts, because I want to show you guys. It's very easy to find. Now it's easy to find. Bam. So make sure you go check it out. Made in the Studio podcast, the latest episode. 2-time Grammy nominated producer Andrew Lloyd, aka Drew's That Dude. He dropped a lot of good gems on like sync licensing, surviving in the music game. He's been in the game for quite a while. Got great interviews on my podcast. So once again, Made in the Studio podcast. Check it out on all platforms. Straight up for the producers and, of course, artists. You could benefit from my podcast as well. Lots of gems, songwriters, producers, everybody. So let's go ahead and get back to the show. Moving forward, we have another producer here, Little Sinox, the producer, little either Sinox or Sinox. Little Sinox, the producer. This one is called My Way. So this is My Way by Lil Sinox, the producer. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready here. We're gonna go ahead and listen to this beat and give our feedback. So let me go ahead and mute my mic and let's take a listen to this beat.
Snooks on the beat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Little Sinox on the beat. Little Sinox, the producer, with My Way. Now, this beat, what I'm hearing when I listen to this beat, it makes me feel like, let me know in the comments, or if you're in the chat, let me know. Are you a musician? Is that what you primarily do? Do you primarily play multiple instruments? I'm getting that vibe from you. Or you're very proficient in one instrument or two instruments. Like you can even play a live show. So let me know if I'm right. Let me know if I'm wrong. It's cool, but it's just a little something that I'm hearing in that beat that kind of gives me a hint. So that beat, production-wise, composition-wise, I liked the groove. I like the musicality of just how you everything played together. Like the music was good. I didn't hear any dissonance. It was easy to dance to. It was also easy to sing to, write a song to. It's danceable and it's something that's easy to write a song to. So if there was a songwriter right behind me here, they would easily be able to just start writing a song. However, a couple things that I'm hearing in that beat. One, the sound selection, it sounds like you may have access to limited sounds, possibly, just because some of the sound selection sounded like possibly like you were using stock sounds. That's what I'm hearing. If you have access, even try searching. That could be maybe a content idea I can look for, is just more high quality stock sounds for producers to use. Just like the piano selection kind of gave it away. Also the bass, that sounded like a stock bass guitar kind of sound in a VST. And also the bass was a little loud. It was a little overbearing when it came in. It devoured the entire beat. So if I can get you to pull the bass down a bit more, and also, you know, that even try like looking online for like free drum sounds, free Afrobeat drum sounds. The drums were cool, but I felt like it could have had a better mix. And if you can already have a good starting point on the drum quality, that's going to help out. But the main thing was really the instruments, the pianos and the bass. That's what I really want to focus on. So if you have the ability to get something like Contact, or what else could we use? I want to say Omnisphere, but if you can find something like Contact has a lot of natural sounds that you can use. I believe there's a free version of Contact, and then if you look online, there's also people who make free Contact libraries that that's going to allow you to get those natural sounds without having to pay a lot or pay at all. So if your computer can handle it, I know Contact sometimes could be a bit weighty and cumbersome to use, but if you can try to get Contact, especially for your musical style, I think that's going to help. But also just try YouTubing, try Googling like quality piano sounds. If you're not in a position to get something like Keyscape, however you get it, you know, I just want higher quality sounds. That's the bottom line. But I don't want you to have to break the bank if you don't have to. There's a lot of people who just want to separate you from your money. So if I can get for you to just, kind of do a little Google search, maybe even you can search ChatGPT to find you some quality sounds. I think that's going to help you out a lot. And of course, you can go to DesmondASounds.com. You see at the top to get some Afrobeat guitar loops, Afrobeat drum loops, all for free. So just go ahead and chop it up. Oh, what's going on? We got Jay Zo. Oh, have you been there the whole time? My bad, man. I got this sheet of paper here. Shout out to Jay Zo. Jay Zo, if you're still here, man. Shout out to you. There it goes. Okay. I'm doing this multi-stream Jay Zo. So kind of all over the place. I got all kinds of stuff going on. So if I miss y'all for a second, be patient. I got Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. But shout out to you, Jay Zo. Been a minute, Jay Zo, man. So if you got any beats, Jay Zo, please feel free to submit. I'm gonna be here next Friday. Friday seems like a pretty cool day. Sunday sometimes, be the holidays and stuff. Sometimes y'all be out with family, whatnot. Friday, people be off work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get y'all whatever y'all drink. You cooling, submit your beats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking Friday's going to be a pretty good day. Yeah, man, I'll be here for you, Jay Zo. So, of course, I send out my emails. I do my my YouTube community posts. So, as soon as this closes, 5 minutes after, you can submit beats. But yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. I hope to hear hope to hear what you've been cooking up soon, Jay Zo. It's been a minute. Yes, sir. Change the date to Friday at 9:30. I'm really still in the experiment phase, just trying to see what works best for everyone. So trying Friday out for now. We're gonna see if we can keep it going. So let's give Fridays a try for now. Let's see how it goes. I'm thinking Fridays might be a little bit better, but we'll see. I'm just in the testing phase just to see how everything goes for all the producers. So, yes, sir. Jay Zo, I hope you checked out the latest episode of the Made in the Studio podcast. Got a producer named Andrew Lloyd. Did a lot of stuff for Mac Miller, T-Pain, Lil Wayne. So hopefully check out that episode and along with the rest of the producers. So moving forward, let's go to the next producer here. We got Zenobia Sounds, Crashing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to Zenobia Sounds. Listen to their song Crashing and go ahead and give our feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic and let's go ahead and take a listen together, family. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Zenobia Sounds with Crashing. All right. I like the sample, like the vibe, like the kind of airy, eerie kind of sound. I didn't quite know what to expect when the drums hit. So, like that. Great melody, great sample or sound selection that you did there. Now, the when the drums hit, that first kick was popping. It was like a nice, strong kick that you had there on the one. And then the rest of the drums kind of just started to soften up. It's almost like the drums didn't really have a direction. Like I like the hi-hats. I like the feel of the drums, but it's almost like something something went awry there with the drum pattern. That main kick was kicking. It needed to be pulled down a little bit, but that kick on the one when the beat first started, that I like that. Need to be pulled down a bit, but I did like that first kick. But if I can get you to just man, just kind of tighten up those drums a bit because this does have potential. I was singing to the beat, but it just we need to focus those drums a bit more. Um this beat was kind of giving me a little bit of Drake Take Care vibes, just a little bit, not all the way, just a little bit of Drake Take Care kind of vibes. So if I can get for you to kind of listen to those beats that 40 was doing with Drake. Who was doing that? 40. Let's say 40, and I think it was some of the Weeknd's producers on that Take Care album. And let's kind of listen to the drum selection. You don't have to try to get it as thick because that's a real crazy well mixed album, super well mixed album. You don't have to try to get it to that level, obviously, but just listen to the selection. Listen to how the kicks are sitting on the beat. Listen to, you know, the hi-hats, the swing of the hi-hats. Listen to the snare. And if I can just have you just kind of take a couple of gems from that album, that Take Care album with those eerie productions and then those drums, I think that's going to set you on the right track. So we just need a little more direction on those drums. And I think using that as a reference point, you can kind of put it into your own mental Rolodex to improve the sound. So we just need direction on those on the drums. So please, let's try to get some direction on those drums and we'll be in there like swimwear. Okay, it looks like you got another beat. Zenobia Sounds. We got Dream. So I'm going to mute my mic and we're going to listen to Dream by Zenobia Sounds. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Underground, so she make it shake. She want it all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dream by Zenobia Sounds. Now, Zenobia Sounds, that beat, I was feeling that, first of all, nice job experimenting. I can tell that you like thinking outside the box. That particular beat, on that one, I was feeling like the instruments didn't really have a direction. And then at the very end, before I dipped off the rest of the beat, I heard like a kind of like a Moog bass sound that you added in there. You kind of want to have a direction for the beat when it comes to instruments. And I used to make this mistake as well. And that mistake is that I have all these sounds, and all these sounds sound good on this beat. So why not add the bell? Why not add this sound? Why not add the Moog bass? Why not add everything? Because I got all these sounds, and melodically it sounds pretty cool when I add it here and I add this here. Kind of like, why not? That's kind of the thought process, and I've been there too personally. One thing that I would say that really helped me would be to sing on the beat. Rap on the beat. Once you're done, once you're in the process of making the beat, you feel like you have a good skeleton, start rapping on it, start singing on it. If you have to, find an acapella, drag and drop it onto the beat, and then just listen to how it sounds. Or maybe you even need to go to Splice and find an acapella and then match the key and see how it sounds. So that way you have a path for how you want your beat to go. As it's almost like driving on a highway, and then there's like little orange cones. You gotta drive around things, and without the acapella or without real directions, you're kind of bumping into the cones. You understand? Hopefully that was a good analogy, but we just want that path for the beat, especially for those instruments, because it's easy to get carried away, since these days we have so much access to so many sounds that we can get carried away and not really have a direction. So my tip is to try to sing, try to rap on your beat. That way it's going to help you not add too many sounds, especially sounds at random. I have to do that myself these days, especially when it comes to hooks. Try not to add too many sounds for my productions. So, no matter how long you do it, we're always still learning. We're always forever students. So that's what it is. All right. Shout out to you, Jackson B, in the chat. Jackson B, this is a live beat review show. So this is not just like a cook up that I'm doing right now, giving feedback to the production community. So that's how that's going. Moving forward, we have Tafara. And Jackson B is actually in TikTok. So I got multiple chats going on. Don't want to seem like I'm crazy and I'm talking to myself. All right. Moving forward, we have a beat by Tafara, and this one is, I can't pronounce that. This one is called N-T-O-K-O-Z-O, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and play the beat. I'm going to mute my mic. We're going to go ahead and take a listen together, family. So let's take a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a beat by Tafara, Ntokozo is the name of the beat. Now, Tafara, your ability to really capture that authentic Afrobeat sound is second to none. You just have the ability to get the production all the way together, and I could just, see me at a party at an African club, a Caribbean club, something like that cuts on, and the ladies start moving, we all start grooving, we all start having a good time. You know how to capture that energy authentically, and that's very, very important. Now, one thing I'm running into, and this is something I've been running into, I believe, in a couple of beats of yours, and that's loudness. That's everything is so loud and exciting at once. There's not really softer elements to kind of really pull us in. And what's going to happen, what could happen, and this is something I've seen from a few producers, is one producer will have a great beat that's loud, really loud, and I think you might be hitting your limiter just a little bit harshly. So let me know if you hit it. I heard a little bit of limiting going on there. You might just be hitting your master bus hard in the red, or you might just be using your limiter to get things super loud. But back to my point. One thing I've seen happen, producers, is having really loud beats that sound good in isolation. So your beat sounds great by itself. But then if another beat that has more dynamics, that's not all loud at once and all excitement at once comes on, it can almost be like this softer beat, this silkier beat, this not quieter, this more subtle beat, it's like it's eating up the speakers harder than that louder beat. Why is that beat louder and more aggressive but feels smaller? And then this beat, let's just say like Bundle by Bundle by Burna Boy. Let's say we crank those beats out the same level. Your beat is going to be more aggressive, and then that beat is going to be thicker and with more emphasis. And it could be confusing because I've seen producers look confused, and I've been in that point where I've been confused too. It's like I'm hitting my limiter. I'm putting all this great production into this beat, and why is this beat silkier and just smoother? But somehow it's just hitting up the studio speakers harder. And you're typically going to notice it whenever you go to a professional recording studio or a car with a really good sound system. And that's when it's going to start to show itself. And I just wouldn't want you to be in that position. So by itself, it's going to be cool. But if somebody has those dynamics in their beats, then you could be kind of surprised at why that beat seems to have more impact than a seemingly aggressive, louder beat. One thing is, once again, if I can get for you to kind of back off on the master bus, whether you're hitting a limiter or not, there's something that's just making things really aggressive. And I can hear on the top end, like we're reaching that point where things are they're getting so loud that it's kind of having a negative impact on that top end. The top end is getting harsher and harsher. If I was recording an artist to that, I might even have to use the plugin Soothe to just smooth out that top end because it's just getting so aggressive because of the loudness. So if I can get for you to try to pull back just a little bit on the loudness, just a little bit, so we can have the dynamics, we can have the impact, we can have the real hit of the beat that you're trying to do. So it's just little mixed things. When it comes to composition of the beat, you already know you got it, Tafara. You already know that you got it. But it's just that loudness, that excuse me, those dynamics is kind of getting me. And here's a tip. Here's a tip on loudness. I'm going to give you a tip on loudness. The tip on loudness is you'll be surprised on how slight panning decisions in your beat can make elements louder. And I didn't really notice this until I actually started working with recording artists, working in Pro Tools, and kind of getting into like the science of sound. Um, if you pan things just a little bit, you can open up a lot of space. So let's say you have a snare. Let me make sure I'm in the middle. Okay. So let's say you have a snare here and a shaker here, right? If you pan them out just like even one element a little bit more out, you'll be surprised at how much louder it sounds. So everything is not just about increasing the volume. Sometimes it's about slight panning decisions, and those slight panning decisions can open up more loudness than you may think would be possible. So even try doing that a little bit to kind of open up some loudness. And don't be afraid to make certain things just a little bit softer. Just a little bit softer. You can pull certain things back. Like for example, when working with vocalists, especially in Atlanta, like ad libs, sometimes I'll round off the artist's ad lib, and you might think, wait, this artist is giving me a lot of energy. So Desmond, why are you using an EQ to round off the artist's voice on this aggressive ad lib? But I'll round off the aggressive ad lib with an EQ, use a compressor to make it dense and thick, and watch this. I pan it a little bit out of the way of the main vocal, and it's loud, right? So the vocalist, the rapper, their voice is hitting you like this, and then I got the ad lib back here, round it off, top end, round it off, and then I pan it to make it loud, make it louder, more audible to the human ear, and you wouldn't really. It's not something that people think about. Is how much space and dynamics can play in loudness. So I apologize for that rant a little bit, guys. I just had some coffee and it's late, so got a little bit of extra energy. Okay, moving forward. Oh, sorry, quick announcement before we get to Tafara's next beat. Guys, if you like the feedback, I also have just opened up one-on-one coaching sessions. So if you want a coaching from me, if you're a producer, and this is not really for artists, but if you're an artist, I can definitely give you feedback as well. But it's primarily for producers. Go to DesmondASounds.com/coaching. If you go to DesmondASounds.com/coaching, then you can book a one-on-one consultation call with me for an hour. We just chop it up about beats. You can do a screen share with me. We could talk about production, mixing, dealing with artists, dealing with life in general. It's just an hour of my time for us to, chop it up and give you even more one-on-one value. So, moving forward, we got Tafara's beat. Next beat is called Waiting for You. Oh, excuse me. Let me pull it up on my screen. Wait for You. So let's go ahead and listen to this beat by Tafara, and we're going to go ahead and give our feedback. So let's go ahead and take a listen together. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tafara, Wait for You. Now, Tafara, that beat, that beat, it's like the bass kind of threw me out of the beat. And it's just due to the fact that the bass was so loud, it was hard for me to get pulled in by the percussion and the piano. The bass was just overbearing to the point that it kind of just it devoured all the sonic headroom, and I couldn't get into the beat the way I needed to. So if I can get for you to dial back the bass, just you can just pull it down. Just pull down the fader, pull down the bass, and we'll be good. So once you pull down the bass, that's going to open up more space, because I felt like I heard more instruments clashing at the same time, especially when the beat really started going. And that's due to the fact that you didn't have much sonic headroom, because, you know, your other beats had a more, I could hear the separation in the instruments, but this thing started to get mushy, and that's typically due to the fact that that bass is just so loud. It's a silent killer of mixes and loudness and things like that. It's the bass. So pull that down and re-listen to the beat. And once you pull down the bass, you should be smooth. Everything should be better. And then you should be able to hear the separation in the instruments. So you should be good from there. And please continue to submit beats for the heat check. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out my YouTube, Desmond A. Sounds. Desmond A. Sounds, that's where you're going to find most of the information on the heat check. Also, check out my Discord, Desmond A. Sounds on Discord. Subscribe to my Discord. That's a great place to also be on alert for the Heat Check Show, which is this live beat review show that I am doing now on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. So this is the first time multi-streaming. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Atlanta area, I will be at Mixnick's Wavy Wayne's engineering conference. So if you see me in the city tomorrow at Mixnick, say what's up. You know, I'll more than likely be wearing my signature backwards hat and one of my beaded chains. So I'll be easy to find. So yeah, if you're an engineer or interested in engineering, I hope to see you there tomorrow. Always a great networking event. Wavy's Wayne's Mixnick, I was there last year, and I'll be there this year. Lots of fun, you know, nerdy engineering type of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way that this show can continue is if you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That way I know that you're actually getting value from this live beat review show. I can continue to do it, continue to invest my time, and to continue to give you guys great free tips. Speaking of free, make sure you go to DesmondASounds.com to go ahead and get free percussion loops, FL Studio Patcher plugins. You can get that. My FL Studio Patcher plugins, second to none, especially that Super Clipper, better than Soft Clip. If Image Line was right here, I would tell them straight to their face. My Super Clipper is better than their Soft Clipper because it gives you more options. So, DesmondASounds.com to go ahead and get that. Of course, check out the Made in the Studio podcast. The newest episode was released yesterday with two-time Grammy-nominated producer Andrew Lloyd. Gave a lot of great gems. And yeah, I will be back next Friday for another heat check. And if you want one-on-one coaching, DesmondASounds.com/coaching. We'll do like a whole one-on-one. You just give me all your beats. You know, if you see all these beats here in FL Studio, we could just load them up with all your beats. I can give you free, well, not free game because that'll be a coaching session. Give you all the game that I got during our one-on-one coaching session if you want to book. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night, man. I am so appreciative for all the producers and everybody tuning in. I will be back next Friday. Make sure you subscribe. Next Friday, I'll be back with the heat check. I'm Desmond A, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.